Welcome to tonight's video on the quadratic formula. The first thing we're going to do is show you how the quadratic formula came to be from the concept of completing the square. So remember, completing the square, we move the c term over to the other side, so it gets ax squared plus bx equals negative c. Then we divide by the number in front of the squared. So we have x squared plus b over a x equals negative c over a. Then remember we take this term and we divide it by 2, which is the same as multiplying by 1/2. And then we square it. So we get b squared over 4a, and that's what we add to both sides. So here, remember when I factor this, it becomes x plus b over 2a squared. Here, negative c over a plus b squared over 4a when I get a common denominator, so I got to multiply by 4a. I'm going to get b squared minus 4ac all over 4a. That's what happens when I get a common denominator. So that's what goes over here. Then remember I take the square root of both sides, remembering that plus or minus goes here. So it goes x plus b over 2a equals plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. The square root of 4a is 2a. Then remember you're going to subtract b over 2a from both sides. And you get x equals negative b over 2a plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Then notice you have a common denominator, so you can make it one big fraction, negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And that is what is called the quadratic formula. Next, we're going to solve this by the quadratic formula. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to eliminate any decimals. So here 2.6 and 0.4, we can eliminate the decimals by multiplying by 10. So we get, 0.06, or 0.6 and 2.4. So we get 6x squared plus 20 equals 24x. Then remember, what we're going to do is we want this equal to 0. So we're going to move the 24x over. So we get 6x squared minus 24x plus 20 equals 0. It's important that you put it in the right order. The squared, then the x, then the number. So that means a is 6, b is negative 24, c is 20. Now, the one thing we can do here, before we do that, let me erase that, is notice they have a common factor. The common factor is 2, so divide each term by 2. So you get 3x squared minus 12x plus 10 equals 0. Now define what a, b, and c is. A is 3, b is negative 12, c is 10. So when we substitute in, remember it's negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So the opposite of negative 12 plus or minus the square root of negative 12 squared minus 4 times 3 times 10 all over 2 times 3. So you have 12 plus or minus the square root of 144 minus 120 all over 6. So coming up here, we have 12 plus or minus the square root of 24 over 6. Simplifying the square root of 24. Remember the square root of 24, that's 2 times 12, which is 2 times 6. just 2 times 3. So you can take out 1, 2, and you still have 6 left over. So it's 12 plus or minus 2 square root 6 over 6. Then notice there's a common factor of 2 up here at the top. So it's 6 plus or minus the square root of 6 over 6. We reduce 2 and 3. So it's 6 plus or minus the square root of 6 over 3. There's your answer. Alright, I hope this video on the quadratic formula was helpful, and I will see you guys tomorrow in class. Have a good evening.